Hey everyone, welcome to Hunter's Moon, a Sovereign Syndicate Adventure. I'm DisturbingPuppet. So this is a game that I got early, one of the first times ever that's happened. So this is a new card game set in the Sovereign Syndicate universe, which is a game that I also have and have meant to play. It's kind of a Disco Elysium type game, but set in a fantasy London Victorian steampunk kind of setting that's very similar to like the old Arcanum game, which I really enjoyed when I was younger. So it's a card game. I played around with a little bit. We're going to do a little bit of the intro to give you an idea of what's going on, and then I'm just going to jump to my campaign that I have currently going on, where I'm just on the first mission. I'm about halfway through. This game is a card game. It reminds me a lot of Menace from the Deep in a lot of the ways things are set up and the way the UI works. But I feel like it could be cleaned up a little bit in that case. But this is an early build, so it could still change a bit. So this is my current run with this character. There are a bunch of characters you can play. I don't know if they're the same characters from Sovereign Syndicate. Initially, you can only play Molly, but there's, I think, 4 or 5 different characters you can play later. So let's just jump in, and we'll get the cutscene, and then we'll go back to where I'm at with Molly.
Londoners are no stranger to a thick fog, Hugo, but this is no regular weather phenomenon. Shall I recap? First, the fog lifted and we could see the moon. Its natural procession halted, with that unnatural violet hue. Then, random violence erupted in the streets and crazed animals. Even for the East End, that's unexpected. But where did they come from? And now reports of radical zealots causing mayhem. Well, it's no mystery why Her Majesty chose to enlist my aid. I am, after all, the brightest technological mind of our era. Yes, thank you, Hugo. I believe we'll find the answers in the skies above London. Take a look at the oscilloscope. These radiation readings, well, I don't know what to make of them. If the equipment is functioning properly, it shouldn't be possible. Unless... The engines must have been damaged in the storm. Fortunately, my armor kept me safe, but we'll need to make some repairs.
Burn the heretics.
Hugo, I believe these locals intend to do us harm. Kindly relay a missive to the Syndicate Dispatch. We may need some assistance.
Okay, so it is a basic card game, so it's kind of giving you the information here. Defeat enemies by playing cards. Cards cost energy. When energy is spent, end your turn. New cards are drawn. All that good stuff. Many defensive cards allow you to gain block against enemies that attack you. Each point of block reduces physical damage to your vigor. Half your block will decay at the start of the next turn. Mental damage affects your nerve and cannot be prevented, so you have kind of a sanity meter as well. During your turn, you can direct enemies' intent above them, so kind of standard card game fare. And everyone has their own special abilities and consumables, which have different levels of uses. And there are different items and things we can use down here. So kind of like Menace from the Deep, there's items we can use in combat, so that's those spots. Our special abilities here, and of course energy here. So this kind of gives you a basic idea of what's going on. Of course you can see incoming attacks, what we're doing. Everyone seems to have a assistant. So the character Molly that I'm playing currently has a big angry, very, very angry dog. I do like this armor. I do think like the designs look a little fuzzy, but it could just be me. I don't know. I feel like I really like the armor look, but I feel like it doesn't quite match the background art a little bit. But anyway, so Molly in the campaign, once we get into it, is on the way to help this character. This is just a tutorial fight. Basically what happens is then we have the airship here, and the airship's going to be the base of operations. So we can, in between runs, repair things and do stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it, and we're just going to jump out and go into my campaign with Molly, where she's currently doing the first mission, kind of on her way here to help this guy out. Maybe once we do that, we'll have the choice of who we want to play. Okay, so this is where I'm at with Molly. We're halfway through our first mission, which is the Rot Runs Deep. So the first one just had us going through, and this does have kind of a travel card system, much like Menace from the Deep did. So we have different nodes here. We have to play stuff as we get in. Eventually we'll have a couple encounters at the end. So we're currently finding the logging camp. So over here, we can take a look. I have some black powder, deal 10 damage to all enemies. We can use that to get rid of it. That's not her special ability. If we want to look, can we look at my cards? There's got to be a way to look at my cards. We do have a couple things. Merchant prices are reduced, and I do have an extra action in combat. Our sanity up here has taken a hit from an event that came across. We're at full health. There should be a way to look at my deck, but I don't know where it is. And we can kind of save and exit whenever we want, which is a nice thing for card games. I don't know why sometimes some games still don't have that in it, and makes things difficult. All right, let's go and see what we have for options here. So we can kind of look ahead a little bit if we want to. So we have a fight with corrupt creatures, visit the merchant. I do have some money, not a ton. Restore vigor and earn money or remove cards. Let's do that. So let's go to the Crooked Hare. So one thing that kind of separates this game from a lot of other card games seems to be that there's a lot of story in the missions, and most of it's voiced. So this one is not, and that could be by the time it's fully released, which I'll put this video up the same day it's released. They might have this fully voiced. A deep hush pervades the tumble-down roadside inn where the patrons stare silently into their cups as the fire struggles against the damp. The innkeeper, used to spell, stands behind the bar, a loaded musket hanging on the wall behind him. So we can restore some health, although I don't see my dog's health anywhere obvious. So that's another issue that should be fixed, I would think. This is kind of a meta progression stuff, some salvage, so we don't want to look for that. This is XP for leveling up, and of course money. Lose through nerve, remove a card. Don't really need to do that. We can receive some cash. Let's receive some cash. Will help out. So we want to mix in some combat, have some options to do some healing as we go through. Scavenge materials, definitely interesting. We could check out the merchant. Let's jump into a fight because everyone's waiting to see combat. Whispers in the dark. So the combats have been a bit difficult, at least some of them anyway. So you see right off the bat, like 21 damage going at my poor dog here, Hercules. So I can go ahead and defend him with my basic defend cards. I can use it on myself or the dog, which is nice. I've got a heal on my dog, which will also give him some strength. He is down a little bit. You're hitting for a lot. These guys are actually quite tough. I've noticed the human enemies seem a bit difficult compared to some of the others. We've got a scatter shot, basic attack. I do have my special here. I might want to use this, actually. And then my special ability is to draw a card, but I can only do that 3 times for the battle. Let's use the black powder to smack everybody down a bit. This is 8, so let's go ahead and heal up my dog. We can get a defend on my dog as well. And then we've got 7 to everybody, or we can target somebody with 8. Let's just spread it for now. Big ol' shotgun, sending out some lead to everybody. Okay, so we've got some bleed going there as well. The Doom max vigor is increased, so they're just doing more damage. So this is an increase to the damage, which is very similar to the icon that was in Menace from the Deep. You're getting hit for 18. He is blocking himself, which is nice. You're doing a big hit. I do have a couple attacks. We can do 18 damage, so if I can draw another attack, I can kill you. Let's see if we can draw one. Well, we got this one that's fairly new. Sick 'em, 13 and some trauma. Let's do that. And then I can just finish you off with this. Alright, that's 1 down. No attacks coming to either one of us. We do keep half of the block in between, so that's an option, but I think we just send some damage out. Blocking up. 27 attack going at my dog. That is not nice at all. Who's doing that? You. And you're hitting me for 21. That is a whole load of crap. Okay, well, I do have 21 damage here. And 18. So we could kill you. But that would be all I could do. I'd like to keep my dog alive. 27... he'd be at 1 point of health. So I'm going to go ahead and block him. $29 damage. We can't kill anybody. Do what I can, though. So I'm just going to eat some damage. You do an attack there. I can't control what my dog does, but I do have cards that will direct him. The fights have been relatively tough, actually, in this, but that could be... We're at the early point. I don't have any meta progression stuff. So what do we have going on? Spores at 4 stacks, 4 damage, summons an enemy Whispering Lichen. That's not good. Poison, 2 damage at the beginning of each turn, so we kind of want to end this as soon as possible. You are getting a big attack out at me for 8. Let's just take that out. You're hitting me for 11. Let's draw something, see what we can get. Yeah, let's just armor up here. Send some damage downrange. Got a weaken out, I think. I don't know if the poison's hitting block first. I didn't notice enough to be able to tell for sure. Let's go with that. The trauma. So the trauma, they take damage when they attack, which is another similar ability that appeared in Menace from the Deep. We've got a bonus attack here. If I can just draw an attack, I can kill you. I did, but I can't use it. You're going to attack and finish him, so that's fine. Doggo to the rescue, chomp, and you're done. And our health and stuff does carry over, so we are at 38 from here on out. So we get some money, we get some XP. Tarot card, we can choose if we want. Whenever you use your ability, heal a vigor. Oh, that's quite nice. So kind of like a relic. And we've got another card we can take if we want. Apply a frenzy to an ally, 50% more damage. We've got Slug and Buck, 10 damage, 4 damage to random enemy 2 times. Interesting. Draw a card, gain 7 block. I mean, it's the same block plus a draw, so it's okay. But I think like having more damage going out is going to help me, although it's a bit pricey. Since we can't choose the targets, it's going to kind of spread it out a bunch. So I'll take the reload, I guess. Just more block. Alright, so we have an encounter, we have the merchant, we have the sawmill. Let's hit up the sawmill. I haven't been able to do any repairs on the airship yet to see what they do, but I'm assuming it's just going to give us a variety of bonuses and maybe unlock other characters. The overgrown remains of a logging camp sit abandoned in a broad clearing. You soon notice a glowing lantern in the window of one of the shacks. Perhaps it's not entirely abandoned after all. Gain 10 salvage for $100. Scavenge, gain 5. Gain a random relic. All interesting. I would like to build some more. I'm gonna keep my money because we do have a merchant out here. So let's just kind of grab whatever we can for free. 100 for 10 seems a bit pricey. Got an abandoned farm. Oh, right, and as we're playing stuff here, we're increasing the doom level. If it gets too high, it's a bit of a problem, so we do want to be careful at what we play as well. As you play travel cards to close to your objective, a sense of impending doom grows, increasing the difficulty of enemy encounters. Power of the Chaosman strengthens your enemies, their attack values, vigor increased. So currently 25% bonus. Not great. Let's go with the encounter.
You come across a travelling fiddler, camping by the roadside. He takes notice as you pass, but continues his song. It whispers of a terrible gang of highwaymen who terrorized the forest long ago. One of the leaders, Old Tom, was a murderous sort and was hanged at the top of the hill.
Well, listen closely.
The melody continues as you learn about his dying words. I am the devil's son, and when I return, I'll bring this land to ruin, with naught but a whisper.
What did we get? You play travel cards to close your objective, so it increased the doom. We found a clue. I don't know what that means. Interesting. So doom track did go up a little bit. Or did it? Didn't it go to 4 anyway? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe just the cost. Obtain a relic or powerful card. A relic would be nice. Let's see what kind of relic we can find. At the edge of the woods, you come upon a faded, ivy-choked manor. The eccentric scholar, Dr. Crowthorne, invites you inside. Within are shelf upon shelf of heavy black tomes, specimens in foggy glass jars, maps, and other gewgaws. He offers sanctuary, though the house pulses with an undefinable energy. So, lose 5 nerd, gain a grim card, gain a relic for 50, upgrade a card. Haven't seen many upgrades yet. A relic would be nice, but we do have a merchant, so let's upgrade a card and see what we can do. So we can choose what we want. I think something big damage like this or the Sikkim is probably what we want to do. Let's see what we can do. Doesn't actually show me what is going to happen. Okay, here we can, but I can only continue. So 6 damage 5 times, that's pretty crazy. It really should show you what the upgrades are going to be before you commit. There might have been a way to back out of that, but it didn't seem like it. Let's go to the merchant. Merchant's kind of creepy looking. I don't know, the eyeless aspect and the bloody apron kind of throwing me off. Upgraded Need of the Gut. 7 damage, 2 trauma. For 1, not bad. Point Blank, 3 for 25. Interesting. 12 piercing. I don't know what piercing does. If I had to guess, it ignores armor, potentially. We do have some relics and consumables. So the consumables go here. Relics, I think, go up here. Immediately draw 3 tarot cards. But then again, there are tarot spots. No, this is relics here. Then we've got 3 tarot card spots. Restore 3 nerve when visiting the tavern. Bloodbone takes 5 more doom before it levels up. That might be a good choice, actually. I don't really want it, because it didn't really explain how fast it goes up. I'm going to take that. So that dropped it by 5. And we could still get a card or pick up something. 20 block, remove all burn, heal 5. Remove all seduce, heal 1 nerve. That we can use a couple times, we can use this a couple times. Yeah, honestly, this one's probably the best one. These are just so expensive. We'll take this, I think, even though it's only 1 use. Just for an emergency. So we can use that. We can also sell it if we wanted to. Let's call that good. Keep some cash. So now it needs to go to 20 before it's going to level up. Okay, I get it. So we're playing, so originally it was 15, now it's to 20. It's currently Doom level 2, which I think is from the previous part of the mission. So the previous one I think counted, and then we moved on. So I think I must have maxed it out in the last one. Alright, so we're up to 7. So we can fight humans, we can scavenge materials for a couple. Let's do a little scavenging. The barn is faded to uniform gray, the door is askew, the roof collapsed. The structure hasn't been used in quite some time. An unseen shutter bangs against a jamb. We can rest, not a bad idea, because we are down health and nerve. Gain a card, gain salvage. Yeah, let's just rest and heal up. Take a quick nap in the barn. Feeling like everything's going to be fine. Alright, we've got human fights, and we have an elite. I don't know that we can take on an elite at this point. We did just heal up, but the elites, even the regular fights, are actually pretty hard. Let's do this one so we have an encounter next if we want. Oh, crazy grandma over there. We did get 30 damage. So we could kill somebody. Like you. What are you doing? Tends to heal themselves. Okay. Lunatic cook. Sickle lunatic. Pitchfork lunatic. Yeah, let's just shotgun the crap out of you. do think the weird stagger, the multiple hits there isn't necessarily necessary. And let's just finish you off. Just take out an enemy right off the bat. Bit of a hit and bleed there. Big hits on the dog. So in Menace from the Deep, if you had an assistant like this, if they died, they were gone for the rest of the run. I'm hoping that isn't the case with this, because it sort of seems like they're part of the character. Anyway, you're going to hit me for 12. I'm not a fan of that necessarily. We'll draw a card and get some block. How about we... If we do the Sick 'em too, I think like instead of the shotgun blast should be the dog snarl attack noise. So some of that stuff could still be worked out when it gets to 1.0. So we do have some block. We've done some damage. We can get some more. Let's just block up. So he's taking damage on attacks now for the trauma. Okay, we've got 16 damage. He's going to get a big damage buff. Going for my dog. Stop attacking my dog. Let's give you some block. Give myself some block. Just call it good. I do feel like there's sort of like sound cues missing, possibly, or it's just not quite right with the sound cues. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Okay, not a fan of that. I can heal my dog. Yeah, I've got to use 3 actions to finish you off. We could try to draw something and see, though. 12... Yeah, I could do this, and then kill you with something else instead. Or we could just buckshot blast you. Yeah, just buckshot him. Bye-bye. Yeah, I feel like that should definitely be sped up for a single attack card. You are just healing. Okay. Let's heal my dog, then. Because like I said, I'm not sure if the dog is gone from the rest of the run if he does go down. Weakness out, healing and bleeding. So you're trying to armor up, okay. Have some shotgun blasts. Let's draw a card. We just want to throw damage out at this point. Let's draw again. Alright, let's just do some basic attacks. Not enough to kill you. But it's close. The bleed, I'm not sure when the bleed's gonna trigger. Okay, dog was doing an attack, so that finished you off. What did we get? An epic card. Draw 2 cards. They cost 0 this turn. Cool. Point blank. 3 for 25 damage. Dirty trick. 2 blind. Draw a card. So each one gives me a chance, the enemy a chance to miss an attack. Pickpocket, gain some money. Interesting. We could try the dirty trick. It seems like it's kind of a like emergency card though. Not something you'd want to use. Probably if we upgrade it, I would assume it probably goes to like 4, maybe something like that. So we have an encounter. That's it.
You follow a river to an old sawmill. Hastily made barriers and spiked palisades slow your approach, suggesting it was used as some sort of redoubt. Multiple enthralled are impaled on the barricades, but the camp is now quiet. The dirt path continues up the hill.
I mean, we're at the shack. Let's check out the shack.
You pry the boards from the door and call out, hoping someone may have taken refuge within. But from the dim light of the shack's interior rise the glowing eyes of more enthralled, who race towards you in a primal rage.
Danger battle. 3 guys again. Not a huge amount going out. I didn't get anything great as far as card draws. Let me go ahead and draw 2 that cost nothing. Let's use the reload, because I do have an attack coming in. We've got the Sick'em. You're going to give everybody an attack buff. Not a fan of that. So, yeah, let's do what we can about that. I probably should have stayed at 2 and then drawn cards, hoping to get one of my 2 high attack cards. 2 cost high attack cards. So I could put a bit more damage in. We could also just armor up ourselves or our doggo. Let's armor up our doggo, because he kind of does things randomly. So weakness out, nice. Fortunately, they get the big attack buff. So yeah, huge attacks going out. Can I kill you? That's 16. Yeah, so we can take you out. So let's do that. Our dog is still in trouble. I can give him some block and then just eat the attack myself. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just keep him in it. Ow. He lost his bonus when he was attacked. I haven't seen that before. I haven't noticed that, so I wonder if that's a mechanic I just haven't seen. Alright, you're hitting me for 11. Not a fan of that. Do have 30 damage we can dish out. Nobody's bleeding or anything. Let's go ahead and just do a bunch. With the attacks coming in, we could try the blind. It's only a 20% chance they miss, though. So I'm just going to save it to give myself a little block. Okay, you're hitting everybody, which I'm not a fan of, gotta say. Some block on a card. Just gonna keep dishing out damage here. He's gonna get a bunch of block, which I'm not happy about because we'll have to get through it to finish him off, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, he was attacked, he'd lost his bonus there, so that must be a mechanic. I just haven't noticed it before this fight. Okay, you're poisoned. Don't appreciate that. We could spread some out. It's got so much block, though. Even these two combined isn't going to finish him off. So we'll have to use the Sick'em. And we can scattershot. I am going to eat a hit here. I could use the Petty Dreadful. We might have a bigger fight coming, so I am going to go ahead and use it, just to preserve some of my health. Okay. 30 damage out. Let's just do a bunch of attacks. Dog gets a kill. Good job. Okay, tarot card. Increase max energy by 1. Card rewards have 2 fewer options to choose from. Not sure I like that very much. It is another action though, so I will take it. Smoke grenade. 10 evasion to all agents and all allies. So evasion is just a straight 1 evasion is 1% chance. Max of 50. Interesting. Loaded dice. 3 stacks of a random debuff. Okay. Deal 4 damage, gain 4 block. I'll take that. It's a nice mix. Okay, and we're off to another encounter. Finish things off.
In a clearing at the edge of the path, a crude wooden effigy, a wicker man, stands unfinished. With the approach of the spreading lichen, the workers never had the chance to light it. The corrupted bodies of several workers are caged within. Perhaps they hoped this sacrifice would protect them.
I'm kind of torn. I'm gonna burn it.
You set the wretched thing ablaze with a torch, covering your mouth with your sleeve as the flames consume it. Perhaps the deed will bring some measure of comfort to the souls who died here.
I wouldn't have thought that would be what would happen, but okay. We did lose some sanity from that, which I was kind of expecting.
With the woodsmen laid to rest, you return to their families. They are heartbroken, but grateful to have closure. You warn them not to stray far from home until this chaos has passed.
Okay. So we're back in the airship. That was the finished mission done. We actually survived. Restore health, gain bonuses from airship upgrades. I don't know where we upgrade, though. So we do get a chance to remove a card if we want to, and some health. I don't think I have anything I want to remove, but again, where do I look at my deck? There should be a way to look at my deck. I could probably select this and then opt not to, which would then take me. Yeah, there really should be a way to look at my deck, but I don't see an obvious method to do so. Yeah, we'll just continue.
A ghostly figure is stalking the Epping Forest paths. The locals are terrified, evoking ancient tales of Herne the Hunter and the Wild Hunt. Myth or menace, it's your duty to investigate.
Okay, so it's another mission. Just jumped into the next one, the Headless Huntsman. So we're going to go ahead and call it there. I think, so it seems like we can't actually do repairs while we're in between missions. So I think what it must be is that we have these supplies. If it's kind of like Menace from the Deep, we'll be able to use them after we die. I just haven't died yet, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's kind of a look at Hunter's Moon, a Sovereign Syndicate story, or tale, I think. It's interesting. I definitely would like to see some changes to some of the speed of some of the animations, some of the sound cues. The rest of the narration would be nice, but the stories are very interesting. I do like the way, especially these cards look really cool. I do feel like it's very similar in a lot of ways the way the UI works to Menace from the Deep, just a few things that are different. The Doom level is interesting. I do like kind of the progression path here as well. And I'm curious to see what the other characters are like. Anyway, this has been Hunter's Moon. I've been Disturbing Puppet. Thanks for coming by. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Until then, have a good one.